This better be a ticket to Dubai for 2 weeks straight.
Open it up. Yeah, read it.
What is this?
You know what it is? I just want you to know that I know. And Leia is not mine. She's not my daughter.
Why did you do this to my moment?
Because I wanted you to know that I know that Leia is not mine. I've had doubts.
What
so with that
doubts?
DNA test, the Leia is not mine. She's not my daughter.
Why would you do this? She loves you though. Why would you do this?
She's not my daughter. Why would you do this? Why would you cheat?
I didn't cheat.
Why would you cheat on me?
I didn't.
That's proof right there. DNA test. The Leia is not my daughter.
But babe, really, out of all days, you had 3 years to give this to me. Now you want to give this to me?
All right, so those of you who are in Tennessee, guess what? House Bill 2689 is getting ready to pass. That is requiring paternity tests before you sign the birth certificate. Because, you know, when people do paternity tests, 1/3 of the time, they end up not being the father. And if they start testing everybody, that number can only go up, not down. It's going to be dramatic. And right now they're starting to also add in things like, you know, maternity fraud is a crime, a punishable crime. So guys used to go to jail for not paying child support on a child that wasn't theirs because the state wants to get their money. Because if there is no father to pay for the child support, somebody has to pay for it. So they push it onto the nearest person that could be a father figure. And they're actually starting to jail time the ladies for maternity fraud because it is such a rampant crime.
So I don't agree with a lot that they do in politics, but I agree with this one. The hustle is over. The scams are done in the state of Tennessee. And I know some of y'all feel like, well, why should we have to do all of this? They should trust me because y'all be lying. The women be lying. And if you know that this is his baby without a shadow of a doubt, husband, boyfriend, baby daddy, it don't matter who it is. Let them go on and get that paternity test, sis. If you on the up and up, it shouldn't bother you. And for all of those women out there faking pregnancy to scam men, ooh, y'all big mad now, ain't you?
Well, this is crazy right now, and it's happening nationwide. Like, literally, they're trying to usher this in nationwide. On top of that, y'all just seen what Florida just did with DeSantis with no more alimony. And y'all seen, like, Tennessee and, like, so many other states. And then, like, right now, like, they have, like, no more fault divorce, like, divorces and stuff like that. Like, if you can even click on the, like, the bottom link of this video, you can check out all of this stuff that's going on right now. It's crazy. Let me know y'all thoughts. You see what I'm saying? And also, fellas, like, have a chick has ever tricked you? You see what I'm saying? I lied to you. And ladies, if you ain't dealing with a dude no more, then put your story in the comments too. Like, have you ever lied to a dude or knew a chick, or even if it was your cousin, your own mom or sister that lied to a dude? You see what I'm saying? And kind of like, you'll say, oh, it's your baby, and she knew it really wasn't. With that being said, hopefully y'all enjoy the content. Also, pay attention because the marriage laws are changing nationwide. And y'all want to know the real reason why? I'll tell you. The government's trying to be smart. They're trying to play God. But what they're trying to do is actually allow it to be more of a healthy environment for men to want to get married again, because men are walking away from marriages. And then, like, now they have this new thing with passport bros to where men are flying overseas to find wives. They're not looking for girlfriends. They're not looking to hook up. These men are trying to find wives. So now the government is really just trying to pull a higher incentive, you know what I mean, for men to actually want to get married, because a lot of guys feel like if they get married, they're going to lose everything. You see what I'm saying? Like, she can wake up and cheat tomorrow and I'll lose the house, I'll lose half my pension, I'll lose my car, I'll lose the kids, access to every, like, you know what I mean? So that's a scary sight for men. So the government is actually trying to make it like even the playing field out, you know what I mean, and allow a healthy environment for men to actually want to walk back into marriage. So ladies, don't look at it so crazy, but definitely go check out these other videos about, you see what I'm saying, the new like no fault divorce laws and like what's out going on in Florida, stuff like that. That's actually about to take place in Texas and in California with the with no alimony. Like, this is huge. With that being said, yo, definitely let me know y'all thoughts in the comments. Check it out, and I'm out.
I don't know, man. This may be a little controversial, but I think paternity tests should be state mandated. when a baby born. I don't know. I've always felt that way. I really have. I just think that the daddy should just know automatically. It should be just part of the law. You ain't got to worry about, oh, you got to pay, make money. No. It should be a requirement.
I'm probably going to get a lot of flack from women for this, but it's fine. Don't care. Until you've actually experienced what we experienced as a family last year, you will never understand where we're coming from. So shh. DNA testing needs to be made mandatory before any man signs a birth certificate. Plain and simple. There are far too many men out here who are being forced, because it is forced, they weren't given a choice, to take care of children who they never even fathered in the first place. The impact that falsified paternity has on men, as a woman, you will never understand. I will never understand, because it's not you that's going through it. But I can tell you, having watched this unfold in my eyes, that the impact is detrimental. And sometimes there's no coming back. And women are responsible for this, especially the ones that know full well that that man is not the father of their children, and they have not communicated that. Statistically, you cannot actually state how many men have experienced falsified paternity. Why is that? From an interpretivist perspective, the reason why you cannot actually pinpoint statistically how many men experience falsified paternity is because a lot of men hide in shame. They go through this trauma and this pain quietly because they have no one to talk to, no one that understands where they're coming from, and they're embarrassed because really, in your head, you're probably thinking, how could you have been such a fool? How could you have been bamboozled? I'm here to tell you that if you ever find yourself in that position as a man, look, you are not a fool and you are not wherever else you call yourself, okay? You are literally a victim alongside those children in this situation. And you see that woman, she's going to burn in hell. Nothing good ever comes from bad. Just remember that. A lot of people love to say that men's mental health matters, but does it really? Because if men's mental health really mattered, then we would have a wide variety of support groups available for men that have experienced falsified paternity. We seem to have a lot of support groups for single mums and a lot of support groups for mental health in general, but not support groups for men specifically who have experienced falsified paternity. The impact that has, yes, it is mental health, yeah, but the impact that has from a mental health perspective, sometimes it helps to have a group of people that have gone through the same thing where you can speak to each other and you can work through it together. But when I've Googled and I've searched high and low, I'm finding that access to such support groups is very much limited, which means that either men's mental health doesn't matter in that regard or not enough light is being shed on falsified paternity. Falsified paternity is something that needs to be made a crime, and fast, because the impact that this has on men is unbelievable. I watched it unfold. And if you are ever in a position where you have to support someone that's going through falsified paternity, I'm telling you now, it's not easy. They never ever recover from it, all jokes aside. Women that do this, I'm telling you now, yeah, you're going to burn. You are going to burn. Yes, you are. Because if you don't do right by people, especially clean-hearted people that want to be fathers, don't worry. You think you got away with it. I come from a male-orientated household in the sense that there's only 6 female cousins in my family and the rest are all boys, okay? I have brothers and I'm the only girl child. And so, of course, anything to do with men is of a priority and concern to me, okay? Especially their mental health. If you're a woman and you find yourself in such a compromising situation, my advice to you is to do better, be more responsible, close your legs, raise your standards, and do a DNA test. It's that simple. Have a good day.
I just have the primal urge to share this story that I just came across. The title, my husband and I got a paternity test on our daughter and it came back negative, but I never cheated. Now, he thinks our relationship is a lie and he wants a divorce. What should I do? I don't know how it happened, and I haven't been able to stop crying all day. I never cheated. I love my husband. We've been together since college, and he is truly the love of my life. He's handsome, he's kind, And, while I've slept with 2 other people, both were before we got together. There is no other potential father for our daughter. We were married already and actively trying for a baby. I don't know why he took the stupid test, because I would never ever cheat. But it came back negative, and now he thinks he's not her father. I don't know how to convince him that it was a faulty test, and I'm just so scared. These past few months, it's like he's become someone completely different from the man that I married. He's cold and suspicious, and he keeps demanding to see my phone and wouldn't tell me why. And I showed him at first, but eventually told him I wouldn't anymore unless he explained why. He's been distant with our daughter too. He stays in his office for hours on end, and I don't know what he's doing. I did not cheat. He accused me this morning, saying he's done the test after realizing that our daughter's eyes are brown, wouldn't naturally come from ours, which are both blue. And that he wanted me to get out of the house. I didn't leave, and he locked me out of our bedroom, and now I'm in my daughter's room. This is absolutely terrifying. What should I do? The specific advice I want is, how can I prove I'm innocent and how to make sure that this relationship works? I want to keep my family together at all costs. Also, I just had a conversation with my husband. He's out of his room now, and we discussed some things. I told him again that I would never cheat and started talking about a list I made of tests I want done. But he told me that he didn't want to hear it right now. We're going to have a little longer conversation tomorrow, and he said that he still loves our daughter and he won't try to keep me out of the house or our room for now. I asked him to hug me, and he did. I'm scared that I won't be able to convince him. I just want our family to go back to normal. How can I be a good wife and support his needs while still proving my innocence? Wow. So you guys, this is obviously a very sticky situation. And I was trying to figure out what the issue could be as well. Like, I was really trying to rack it up in my brain. I'm like, is she lying? Like, what's going on? This guy, the way he's treating her is messed up, but understandable, But y'all, do you want me to post a part 2? Because it gets juicier. The part 2 is crazy. Let me know in the comments if I should post it.
Fellas, don't walk but run and go get a paternity test. Because a woman will mess with you and be already pregnant. She said, ooh, who's the weak link? Him right there. Hurry up and throw that pussy on you. Pussy cat. Be already 2 months pregnant. You wondering, like, the baby come kind of early, huh? Better start doing that math. That baby come kind of early, huh? That baby a good little size. Yeah, that motherfucker was already pregnant. Don't walk. Run. Go get them babies tested. Look at paternity court. Look at all them women that was lying to their kids. Talking about, he didn't call you, he didn't love you. Putting all them negative thoughts in their kid's head. He didn't love you. They ain't even their goddamn dad.
My baby daddy got promoted, so I appealed for more child support. He ordered a DNA test and my son failed. He put the results in my mailbox. I forgave myself for cheating, but he's being petty. He's been my son's dad for 8 years. Why ghost my child now? How to fix it? That's not his son. You got greedy, sis. You got greedy. And because of your greed, he decided to get that DNA test. He probably wanted it all along. He ain't the one that sprayed up the walls, sis. Time to find a real dad. That's what happens when you're greedy.
Everybody follow me, real niggas follow me, bitch niggas follow me, mad cause I gotta be below.
I don't be wanting to ruffle no feathers, but listen, I feel like this is gonna sound so bad. So somebody in my city just posted that they kid is not their kid. You know what I'm saying? They found out that they not the dad, and it made me think. Y'all, I promise you, I'm not. I'm not trying to sound no type of way, but I feel like if you're not married, a paternity test needs to be at least suggested at the hospital. Like, if you're not a married couple, they should say, hey, we have paternity tests here. If that's something that you're interested in, you don't have to do it, but we have that available to you. Because I've been seeing a lot of people find out that their kid's not theirs up until, like, their kid could be 26 and they'll find out that their kid ain't theirs. Like, I watch paternity court. You know what I'm saying? I see it in real life. People be finding out their kid, whether that baby 3 days old, 3 months old, 3 years old, 30 years old, they'll find out that their kid is not theirs. And I just feel like even if you're married, I just like in general, they should make that an option, because at least the hospitals down here in Alabama, they don't really offer stuff like that. Like, that's something you have to do by yourself. Like, they'll be like, you can go here and do that. We don't do that here. Like, I feel like that should be, I don't want to say mandatory, but mandatory. So that it's no confusion, nothing like that. But I do be seeing where people are like, dang, like my boyfriend of, 4 or 5 years asked me for a paternity test. It's kind of like, oh, like, you think that of me? But I think I just think that should just already be a thing. That should just be mandatory. Because you never know. And it's like, it sounds so bad. And I hate that it sounds so bad, but I'm serious. Like, I don't know how else to say it that in a way it don't sound bad. But I do think that that's something they should at least suggest, like the hospital should, suggest, just have open. Like, hey, if you want to do a paternity test, when we pop the baby out, we could swab it real quick and we could see, I don't know, y'all. I don't even know if hospitals is able to do stuff like that. I don't know. That was just what,
Where from 5 to 30% of the general population, men are raising and paying for children that are not theirs and don't know. According to the American Association of Blood Banks, between 25 and 30% of the males who are accused of being the father, they take a paternity test and find out they did not do it.
Are you for mandatory DNA testing at birth?
I am absolutely on record as saying that if we want to prevent the problem of having men challenge paternity later down the road, then let's apply a proactive solution. Automatic DNA testing at birth would work to help two things. One, we would assure that the right parents were named on the birth certificate. Two, it would stop paternity fraud and take the profit out of paternity fraud.
But so many women's groups say this wouldn't be fair. You're acting like you don't trust the mother. Why do you think they say that?
It's a red herring. It takes away from the focus of, well, who's the one person who has all of the information about potential fathers or the paternity candidates? It is the child's mother. And currently, in most places, she has no duty to disclose that, well, wait a minute. Well, my husband's not really my child's father. My boyfriend is. Like, well, wait, lady. But you're married. You forgot that you were married? No.
We're not going to make this about gender because I've seen both sides do it, but if family court orders you to partake in a paternity test and you refuse to cooperate, they do have the authority to issue a warrant for your arrest and send you to jail. So just keep that in mind.
Hey guys, good morning. It's your girl Secret D, and we're going to drive and chat. So I was up there listening to Steve Harvey this morning, and this guy wrote in about, and I wasn't really listening because I was talking to my sister, but this guy wrote in about the fact that he was dating someone. He said that they had sex one time. He said he used protection and he was so drunk that he didn't even finish. And now she's saying that she's pregnant. He said his mom wants him to do the right thing, but he wants to wait 7 months for the baby to get here and get a paternity test, and he wants to know if he's wrong. Sir, absolutely not. And there are often conversations about DNA tests being mandatory in the hospital, yada, yada, yada. And I agree, okay? I don't care who it is. I feel like married, unmarried, whatever the case is, before somebody is made to sign the paternity paperwork, they should have a DNA test done. They're running blood work on the baby anyway. Might as well just slip that little sucker in too, because there's too many trifling women out here. And not for nothing, people like, oh, I'll be offended. Why are you offended? If you know you ain't sleeping with nobody else and somebody just wants a peace of mind for whatever reason, go ahead. Because I'm sure there's a lot of men out here who have no doubts about their children raising other people's kids, okay? So listen, Y'all can let me know how y'all feel about it. Again, I personally have no reason to have any issue with it. I never had any doubts about my children and where they came from. The men I have been with have no doubts. But if they did, I'd be like, go ahead. I don't care. So what y'all think about it? Mandatory paternity test in the hospital or no? I say yes. All right, y'all. Bye.
I'm getting a lot of commentary like this saying, oh, we could fix the issue if we just had automatic paternity tests at birth. And I'm not saying I disagree with any of you. But first and foremost, no one wants to be the party to bear that burden. And I can't help but notice that most of these comments are coming from men, and I think it's important for all of you to know that this is legislation that's been discussed, and it's been largely opposed by male legislators. So if you really want something like this on the books, which I don't necessarily think is a bad idea, give your legislators a call.